All right, guys. Well, it's great to have my boys on set here, and it's fun working with you. We do a lot of when we work with folks. We talk about the three buckets, of retirement. Maybe speak to that in terms of what we mean by that.
There's always going to be the market bucket, right? A lot of folks ride the market out throughout their early working years, but then it's important to have another bucket of protected dollars, and then apart from Social Security, which a lot of people are counting on their entire income, but you need to have another income bucket. So really look at income, protected, market are your three buckets in retirement.
So when we talk about income or creating income sources, beyond maybe Social Security, and what percent of Social Security we actually end up receiving, who knows, right? That's kind of a crapshoot based on our government spending and whatnot. But that aside, what other tools can we use look to use, Dalt, in terms of creating income for people?
Yeah, so the income factor, that's one of the biggest concerns that folks have, or ultimately once we chat with them that they realize that they don't have. And, being able, like Trent said, the Social Security, that's really kind of the only so-called pension around now. The pensions of the past are dwindling out, and that generation is losing that bucket. But the next step of creating that guaranteed income is, where we can use these annuities and basically supplement those income streams into their plan for them.
So you mentioned annuities, and that's something we use in terms of creating income. So there's income annuities, and then there's accumulation annuities, Trent. Maybe explain what the difference is there.
Yeah, so we look at income annuities as that first bucket, your income bucket, right? That's going to be paying you guaranteed income for as long as you live, and if you're married, as long as you and your spouse live. You can have the joint option as well. But that's something that we look at to pay folks out. And then you have the accumulation bucket, right?
That's more that protected bucket we talked about.
That's the protected accumulation bucket, where you're still protected, but you can still receive some of that market upside, and you don't have to worry about any of those down years in the market.
Sure. So you're able to tie your return to the market without actually taking on the risk of the market, right. Which a lot of folks that are calling in, that's specifically their top concern typically is they know they're in that retirement red zone. They don't have the 30 years to ride the market out. They're either taking income or they're close to taking income. They don't want to take on that risk. They're nervous. So that protected bucket can help protect a portion of their nest egg. And like you talked about, Trent, that cornerstone of their retirement income plan, I should say, is that income bucket. Because we often talk about we don't retire on a nest egg, right, Dalt?
Mm-hmm. And that's, going into the account focus where they're protecting market-based and the income annuities. That's really the market concern is usually the first upfront concern that they have. And as I mentioned, they kind of understand that there is a gap there that they're missing, and that's where these types of strategies can be implemented. And
it really can reduce the overall risk of their plan, because when they have that income and they know that's coming in every month, regardless of what the market does, it can let them kind of let that market bucket grow without having to worry about it and have to, look at the stock ticker every day wondering if the market's tanking, right? Because they're not dependent on that bucket right now. Their income's taken care of, and that's really the key to retirement. We don't retire on a nest egg. We retire on the income it can produce, and that's what these income annuities strategies that we use can really alleviate that fear and that market risk that people have, and let them just kind of enjoy the ride through retirement, because they can lock in their lifestyle with those income sources.
These, a lot of times folks are calling into, and they may have heard about annuities. They're not familiar specifically with fixed index annuities. They reference annuities and they think it's a fixed rate, right? With fixed index annuities, you actually have the ability to have increasing income over time and later on throughout retirement when the market's doing well. Those are able to rise with the market. It's not a fixed rate where you're getting, 3-4% for the rest of your life, because as we all know, inflation and other healthcare costs, whatever may arise down the road. So
yeah, and there's a lot of misnomers out there and misunderstandings in the public, I think, regarding annuities. Maybe some misinformation being spread out there. People that maybe aren't that knowledgeable, and some of the talking heads out there on social media and or the network TV and whatnot. There are a lot of different types of annuities, right? And one size doesn't fit all by any means. And it's kind of like buying a car, right? There's a lot of different cars out there. Maserati is a really sweet car, but if you need to pull your RV, it's probably not going to work real well, right? So, and it's the same thing with annuities when we sit down with folks and we're looking at what is the best fit for them. There's a lot of different strategies out there, right, Trent? And you maybe speak to the fact how that we're independent. We're not betrothed to one company's products.
Yeah, so being independent, that gives us the flexibility to really browse and pick and choose what's going to be a fit, right? We're not sticking everybody in a Maserati. If you have a family of 8 and going camping across country, that's not going to be
That
ideal.
would not work well with our family of 8.
Yeah, so it gives us the flexibility to show them more strategies. We're not just showing from one carrier. We're really showing them the best options out there and finding a fit for them.